Now I know what Ali must be thinking right about now. What an arsehole I must be to go after an amputee. But I can feel his pain. In fact, one of me buddies recently shot his arm off with his own load, so I knows it ain't pretty. But to be honest with ye, I wasn't too impressed with the comments this goofball made about me internet best friend Pufferfish. In case you don't know, we love to get loaded drunk, take long walks on the beach, and write poetry together. So when someone shit talks him, I'm at least 1,000 person to know about it. So let's take a look at this arsehole's video. I'm sure he can't be that annoying.
Man, imagine how much of a fucking idiot you will have to be to openly defend a fascist. Well, as we'll find out, you have to be at least as dumb as Pufferfish.
Jesus Christ, I spoke too soon. First off, tell Mandark to get off the fucking computer screen and head back to me television. How come out of all the people that could shit talk Pufferfish, it always gotta be some congested, annoying youngster? Like, it don't make no sense.
Meet Pufferfish. He makes commentary videos and reviews on, stuff like webcomics and YouTube creators and such.
Joke's on you, cause I already known this sexy demon for half a year. Didn't need the introduction.
On one of his videos on webcomics, he tackles Stone Toss, and he pretty much defends him and attacks another creator for calling him out on his shit.
Holy shit, this guy sounds drunker than me. Yeah, he called out whoever the fuck, cause he was calling him out on all his shit. Then again, you'd have to be pretty fucking shit-faced to make a rant on a guy as unhateable as Puff Daddy. So let's hear some of his gripes.
Before we start, this is one of the rare chances where I've decided to read the description, and it's just as bad as the video. Disclaimer, I do not support Stone Toss or any of his beliefs. I believe the media should be criticized based on its own merits and not based upon the creator's ideals or opinions.
If that was the description, then the video itself can't be that shitty. It's a pretty common thing to say when he talks about someone controversial. I mean, Harvey Weinstein was a piece of shit, but the lad produced some deadly movies, like it or not. And if you thinks I'm gonna make fun of this guy for his speech impediment, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely wrong, since YouTube would fuck me in the arse worse than a Bill Cosby trophy girl. That's all, folks.
That's stupid.
I knows, but it's YouTube's guidelines, me buddy, there's nothing I can do.
Stone Toss's beliefs and opinions are, a main factor of his comics. There's plain racism in them.
Now, I don't like these false allegations this guy's throwing out, since it's obvious to the average viewer that this comic revolves around the kindness of Black Santa as he fixes a child's defective bike. No racism at all, that's only what he thinks.
Ableism and transphobia. He wears his opinions on his fucking sleeve.
That's not his sleeve, that's his profile picture.
And when we get into the actual video, it doesn't get any better.
Oh, and then this guy called Thought Slime made a video saying hate speech is bad and it spreads it. Or I didn't watch it. It could have said the exact opposite.
Alright, so while I was editing this, I got kind of bored. And so I decided to actually check out that Thought Slime video. And it was actually a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. So I have a few notes here. Let me just read them off here. So he calls stuff fash, which is always a problem if you simplify those words. That just means you say it a lot.
Man, he's such a good editor, ain't he? That's why he gets paid the big bucks on my channel, bat. He's fucking brilliant, and I won't let nobody tell me otherwise. I'm a puffer fascist, bat. Proud of it too.
So yeah, if you haven't seen, around here he decides to go against this video made by Thought Slime. The video in question points out how Stone Toss spreads hate speech very blatantly. And so his first criticism is, oh, well, you said fash a lot, maybe you shouldn't? What kind of fucking criticism is that? Maybe you shouldn't? Maybe you shouldn't say it, you're saying it too much? No, that's not fucking criticism.
Well, hey buddy, I got a few criticisms for you. First off, the long pauses are killing you. It doesn't sound cool or badass or whatever kind of mood you're trying to set. It just sounds fucking lazy to me. Just spend an extra 10 minutes in Sony Vegas to trim the audio with the flat lines in them. It really ain't hard. Second of all, Puffer told a joke, but it was mixed in with some real shit. It's a criticism because it shows that Buddy uses the F word a lot, and unless this arsehole's fighting in Stalingrad, there's a good chance that most of these people aren't fascists. And shortening it to fash is just dumb, since it sounds like a hash brown you cooked for too long. If this Buddy's just gonna tear apart jokes, this video is gonna be some entertaining to make. Give me all the fucking easy targets, bah.
Saying maybe you should do it less without actually giving a reason why you should do it less, it's stupid, huh?
Because it's common sense not to call people shit that they're not. Makes the word mean less, and if fascists actually do pop up, people aren't gonna give a shit. If you overuse a word that has a ton of weight, it's eventually gonna mean less and less. Pretty obvious shit when he thinks about it.
Which I don't know how much you should be talking about fascism. He gets really dramatic in the beginning, saying, "Oh, this is gonna get really grim, guys." Which it doesn't. I mean, it's not that grim at all.
Yes, because when talking about bigotry, it isn't really that grim, you know. Except it's bigotry. It's kind of a shitty thing.
Bigotry might be a shitty thing, but that doesn't always make it grim. I mean, if you watched any bit of Howard Stern back in the day, there's no way you didn't find bars like Daniel Carver fucking hilarious. That's where the humor comes from. The shit people says can be so retarded and so offensive that it's just hilarious.
God hates fags. He hates niggers too.
But let me ask you something.
Say that again, please, Daniel.
I said he hates faggots and he hates niggers too.
But you see, he has no Bible for the part about the black people. He has no scripture to
Well,
support
if he don't
that.
hate them, why did he make them so ugly and dumb?
Hey, Howard.
Some people might not find it funny, but some styles of comedy aren't meant for everybody. That's why you got genres, that's why you got all different kinds of subgenres, you got shit that different people can find enjoyable that others might not. Like, that's fucking comedy for you, I'm sorry.
There's nothing wrong with showing ways to defeat our enemies.
Talk about how our enemies operate.
So I mean, apparently he's literally just out saying that Stone Toss is his enemy.
Yeah, because he's a fucking bigot. As we explained earlier, there's plenty of reasons to hate him and have him as your enemy.
Because this Buddy's a random guy on the internet. This might just be me and a few others, but I don't take offense to anything people say about me online. If someone says something that I find retarded, I just ignore it personally. I don't make it a mission to bitch and complain about every little thing that they does. That's just fucking childish. Even when this video comes out, do you really think I'm gonna have a huge internal conflict about the fucking conflicts with this guy? No, bah. I'm gonna do some yoga, sit on me couch, and watch some fucking DVDs. It's the internet, not the fucking Roman Coliseum, bah.
It looks like he's just reading off a script.
That I'm giving
Which I literally think that he was just standing in front of a computer and then reading word for word off of a script that he wrote. And his...
Guys, look at him. He's reading a script for his video. And your point is basically, oh look, he's making the video like it, you know, with a script and reading off of it. Like YouTubers do.
But when YouTubers do it, they at least sound like they gives a shit about what they're saying. If you're gonna make a monotone video where you sound bored off your head, you've gotta expect some criticism. After all, if you don't care about what you're saying, why should the audience?
I hate the excuse, oh, it's just a joke. Jokes can mean things, right?
The whole point of a joke is that you aren't meant to take it serious. If I laugh at a racist or sexist joke, that doesn't mean I hate a race or a gender. You can make jokes about white people, black people, the Chinese AIDS pandemic, anything really. If someone takes it seriously, their balls either haven't dropped yet, or they're shriveled up like sun-made raisins.
As we'll find out later, Pufferfish seems to be very selective with what Stone Toss comics he reads. He rather picks one that doesn't have a clear meaning, or he picks one that looks completely harmless, and it's probably completely harmless because Stone Toss does have comics that aren't racist, but that's mostly so he can pull people in to watch his other racist shit.
Maybe Puffer just finds those comics funny. I mean, if Buddy finds them funny, then I think he got every right to include them in the video. Not everything has to have a secret meaning, bah.
There were a bunch of Nazis on Gab because they were all banned from Twitter, and so they went there. And so everyone's like, no, you can't have them on another website too. That means Gab bad. So you gotta ban them, and then they'll go somewhere else.
Ah, man, isn't it great that, Pufferfish is taking the legitimate argument of, hey, maybe allowing Nazis to have a platform to spread their hate speech is a bad thing? He's belittling it to the point where he's trying to frame it as a childish thing. It's not a childish thing to not want people to be allowed to spread hate speech and bigotry. It is the site's fault for doing that because they allow that to happen. The site should be responsible for the people that use the site of which they are responsible for.
After a bit of research, I found out that Gab is a social media platform that prides itself on free speech. There's obvious drawbacks to that though, and if the company wants to make that decision, they by all means got the right to. Likewise, a site shouldn't be responsible for the shit people decide to post on it. If it doesn't break any laws like international and shit, I don't really care what people say on there.
And yet, he goes on to to show how politically biased he is by saying, but look at these leftists. They want to own their grandparents at the dinner table. You know, if you were not trying to be politically biased, you fucking failed. You're obviously showing your political bias. And when you show your political bias like this, it makes sense why you're being nice to someone like Stone Toss. It's because you might agree with him on some of his bigoted bullshit. Since you have to happen to have a bias against leftists anyways.
I'm just gonna put it out there that I got no clue what Pufferfish thinks politically, because I don't really care enough to ask him. But let's just say that this goofball's right, and he does have a bias against left-wing people. Who gives a shit? Everyone got bias, like it or not. And even if he was biased in some ways, it don't make any of his points wrong.
Aw man, don't you just love it how he just skips over the comic he was supposed to criticize and, you know, give critique to?
I'm skipping over half this video too, but it's mostly because I don't give two shits or a quarter of a fuck for most shit that's coming out of this buddy's mouth. It's just petty garbage, and if I covered it, none of you would find it entertaining.
Now, I'm not saying having a bias is bad, but if your bias is in favor of the fucking bigot, then yeah, that is bad!
So what if I call you a bigot? Does that make any support against you invalid? Jesus, thanks for the tip. I never knew it would be that easy to silence my critics. I'll treasure that little tidbit, don't you worry me son. For the next part, P. Diddy talks about how this stoner buddy might end up like Sargon of Akkad. So let's watch Mandark defend the fascist.
So his complaint boils down to, oh, why is everyone gonna take political shit seriously? It's not like political stuff has a real impact on the world that could be devastating or not. You know, just bitch about how you're taking yourself too seriously. Well, yeah, you gotta take yourself seriously when you're talking about fucking politics.
Because if there's one person I take seriously when it comes to a political discussion, it'd have to be the amputee Angry Bird with a shitty diet.
Now, if you were to point out, oh, don't be like Sargon of Akkad because he was a fucking bigoted asshole, that'd be fine because you're actually pointing out a reason why his politicalness and taking himself too seriously is a problem, because his opinions are shit.
So, what makes him a bigoted asshole, Mr. Politics? I mean, if you're gonna give Puffer shit for not doing enough info and shit, I'd expect you not to do the exact same thing, right? I guess not, Bat.
Hey, notice how he was much nicer and kinder to the bigoted racist than the person that wasn't a bigoted racist?
No, not really. He gave both parties a fair bit of criticism, actually.
Notice how he kind of liked to downplay this, the bigoted portrayals that Stone Toss portrays, like not even touching on them, just focusing on lesser racist or lesser transphobic comics.
Maybe he didn't find them funny? Like I said before, most sane people aren't gonna take jokes seriously. So once again, we got another non-issue.
Why does he go out of his way to mock the anti-racist people and the anti-fascist people, but goes ahead and, throws a bone to the racist motherfucker?
Probably for the same reason liberals were giving the Bible thumpers shit for God knows how long now. I'm sure most of those soccer moms are anti-racist and anti-violence too, but that doesn't mean they aren't annoying as fuck. People should be able to enjoy movies, music, video games, all that other shit without having some arsehole constantly policing what they can and can't say in them. Then again, most far-left people are the modern-day Bible thumpers, so I suppose it's best kind.
He's rather, one, an apolitical idiot that thinks, oh, I don't see much of a problem, but really hates people that, talk and take their politics seriously, like people on the left. That, or he's secretly bigoted in some way, even though he said in the video multiple times don't be racist, don't be bigoted and shit.
Well, thanks for countering your own argument on that last part. But your first point is just as retarded, so don't worry, I'll cover that. So if he's not political, that doesn't make him an idiot, it makes him a human being. Not everyone has to give a shit about politics, I'm sorry. And if he doesn't want to pay attention to that garbage, that's his choice. Secondly, it's not just people on the left that are sensitive to jokes. If you're on the left or the right and you want to censor or police comedy, you're a fucking loser. Get the hairbrush out of your arse and have a bit of fun. Or at least don't get mad at people who don't take funny shit seriously. Lighten up a bit, lad.
When I originally watched this video, I kinda had like a big ol' fucking, oh, yikes moment. It's just awful. It's just an awful video that misses the point of reviewing a political comic and possibly has a shitty bias to it.
Pufferfish doesn't make bad videos, so there goes your first point. Plus, what I've gathered from this video is that every bias you don't agree with is a shitty one. So I'm not paying much attention to that either.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would help a lot. And if you hated this video, still like, comment, and subscribe, because god damn it, I bet you want to, you know, watch some hate porn or something. I don't know, fucking know.
If I had to watch any porn featuring this guy, I probably wouldn't castrate myself, but I'd at least run to the nearest monastery and get some blinding shit in. Shave my hair and take my computer. Just never let me get a fucking sight of this lad's penis.
And Pufferfish, if you did watch this video, just note that all the times I called you an idiot and shit, I was being honest. But don't worry, you don't have to stay an idiot. You could stop being one. Just stop doing the stupid things.
I'm gonna have to be honest, he's absolutely spot on here. Pufferfish made a big mistake by sitting through this shitty video indeed. Are we done yet?
Oh god, I'm fucking sweating. Anytime I record something, I can't turn the fucking fan on because that would fuck up the recording. So I am extremely sweaty every time I do a recording because it's fucking Florida and it's hot outside. I cannot wait to end this video, and I'm dragging it out because I love the fucking sound of my voice.
It's a voice only a mother could listen to, I'll give you that. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video. I'm going to have to drink some fucking alcohol with Pufferfish. So if anyone else would like to make a rant video on a sweetheart like him, now's the fucking time. This has been Leaf Carlo, and I'll see you on the right side of the rock. Have a good one.